7:22 is the time now. Thousands of people who arrived in the UK as children in the first wave of Commonwealth immigration face being threatened with deportation.
Now, many have lived and worked here for decades, but are now being told they're doing so illegally. A new petition calling on the Home Office to grant them an amnesty has attracted around 30,000 signatures so far.
Let's have a look back to 1948, when one of the first ships arrived.
Arrivals at Tilbury. The Empire Windrush brings to Britain 500 Jamaicans. Many are ex-servicemen who know England. They served this country well. In Jamaica, they couldn't find work. Discouraged but full of hope, they sailed for Britain. Citizens of the British Empire coming to the mother country with good intent.
Well, High Commissioners of various Caribbean islands are meeting with civil rights groups and MPs later today. One of those is Guy Hewitt, Barbados High Commissioner, and he joins us now from London. Thank you very much for your time this morning. For those people unfamiliar with the story, just explain how many people were affected and what the circumstances they're in now is.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Naga. We have statistics from the Migration Observatory at Oxford University that suggests there are up to about 50,000 persons from the Commonwealth who arrived in Britain before 1971 who have irregular status. And as a consequence of that irregular status, they're being shut out of the system. They can't work, they're denied access to healthcare, they're denied access to government services, some have been detained, others have been deported.
And how is that happening? What is the process that those people are having to go through at the moment? Because that sounds, I mean, on the face of it, that sounds very harrowing.
It is harrowing. And as your report started, it's a tragedy that this is happening as we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the arrival of Empire Windrush. What happened was many of these persons who came after the Second World War on a call from this country to address acute labor shortages came from countries which were still then colonies. They came as British subjects. They were granted leave to remain. They went to school, they got jobs, they established families, they paid taxes. They helped rebuild this country in the post-war era. But because they came here as British subjects, they never realized that they needed to regularize their status. They always thought they were British, but since 2012, they've been confronted by a Home Office that is now treating them as illegal immigrants and not just as anomalies to be regularized.
High Commissioner, is it your impression that, as the focus is on this today, which is very much what you're trying to do, is it your impression that this is something that's happened, if you like, unwittingly, albeit that there is action being taken, some people being deported, and that once that your focus is on it, there will be a different attitude from the British government?
We are hoping so. I can speak for Barbados. We have raised this matter with the UK government over 2 years ago, and unfortunately, we are still having to intervene. We're having to struggle to keep people in this country. And the challenge is, because many of them are not of means, without legal aid services being available now, they've got to find £2,000 for a lawyer, £2,000 for an application for indefinite leave at the Home Office. It's beyond their capacity to do, and so they find themselves devastated, stressed out, separated from their families here, and being sent back to countries in the Caribbean that are no longer their home. The UK is their home, and they desperately want to stay here with their families.
Guy Hewitt, High Commissioner to Barbados, thank you very much for your time this morning.